Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a high-level game of StarCraft 2. Today in the bottom left is our blue Terran player playing for Team Liquid. It's Clem. And in the top right is our red Zerg player playing for Team Ants. It is Serral. I think it's actually Ants Esports or Ants Gaming. I don't think it's just Team Ants. But life is life, I can't recall. What do you have over here? Hatchery first coming out of Serral, as Clem, the only Terran player in the world currently that does not believe in any type of proxy racks. Even Hero Marine lately has been throwing out proxy racks. 2 racks, proxy 3 racks. I've seen him play it. I've seen him win with it as well. It looks impressive. Clem, the only player that just doesn't do it. Just never. It's insane. I can't think of anyone else. I'm trying to go over the Terran players in my head right now. Maru proxy rexes, Beyond proxy rexes, Ryang proxy rexes, Cure does proxy rexes, Dream plays proxy rex, Hero Marine, Spirit, Time. Ooh, Time? I don't actually know about Time. I don't know if Time plays proxy rex. So I think out of the top 10 Terrans, or out of the top 15 Terrans, there might be 1 or 2 that don't proxy rex. And I'm not even sure about Time. And Clem is one of them. It is insane. It allows every single Zerg to play hatch first against him without any real trouble. Clem also is known for scouting every single game with the SCV. He just feels so comfortable in the standard Terran versus Zerg when nothing weird is happening. He doesn't feel the need to switch it up. Which, in one way you could say, well, that's brilliant. But in another way, it's like, well, diversity is always good. Like, it's always good to have different build orders to force your opponent to play a suboptimal opener every now and again. If Clem would actually open up with a 2 rex or a 3 rex, I can almost guarantee you that the Zerg is not going to be ready whatsoever. They'll be shocked. They won't just not have the correct build. There will be no pool first. But on top of that, they'll just be kind of confused. It's like, wait, Clem does 2 rex or Clem does 3 rex? It's like you don't mentally prepare for it whatsoever. So I think it would be more than just the initial factor of not having the correct build order, like not having a pool first or whatever. It's very different. Serral did scout around though. Look at that. A safe player with the Overlord. Actually, no, first Overlord just went straight across the map. Who am I kidding? Serral as a hard counter player as well. He knows if someone has a certain weakness, he will abuse it. I feel like Serral 4 or 5 years ago just played very similar to how Clem plays nowadays in Terran versus Zerg, where it's like, okay, I'm so much better than my opponents in this matchup, or I feel so comfortable in a standard game that I need to make sure, no matter what, that it is going to be a standard game. But nowadays it feels like Serral has a couple more tricks up his sleeve. Good friend Clem over here is trying to snipe one more link. It's not quite going to get it. Takes a little bit of damage here on that Reaper. Follow-up is going to be... Ooh, look at that. Very cutesy. Very cute build order over here. Second factory with that tech lab as well. Now, if you have no clue about this game, you could say that's going to be a tank or a cyclone, but we know that this is going to be blue flame Hellions with the starport as a follow-up. The 1 barracks flying over. I'm curious what it's going to build there. Will that just be a tech lab? I don't know. We do see the blue flame come in here. Serral tries to right now sacrifice an Overlord in exchange for some scouting information. I don't think it's quite going to be capable of seeing anything here. We'll see the tech lab and also... Wait. Ooh, that was very close. We'll not see the starport. I'm not sure what Serral thinks at this moment. He sees such a late tech lab being built on a barrack, so he knows there must be a starport somewhere. Maybe he believes this is Banshee? It's possible. It's going to be a Viking first out of this starport. Oh, Clem, what a huge blunder. What a massive blunder here out of Clem. The only thing he needed to do was actually just close that door. And he would have been just fine. But yo. Huge scout there out of Serral. Huge scout. See a couple of spores coming down in positions against a potential Liberator. The Hellions make their way on the map. Triple barracks as a follow-up. There is a 3rd CC already as well. Now this of course still is a little bit dangerous, but at the same time, it's a lot more dangerous if it's not scouted. Let's put it like that. There's an armory on the way on top of it as well. Which means, yeah, if you're fighting against blue flame Hellions and there's no bailing nest ready, like... I don't want to say it's game over, but it's pretty much game over, I think. There is a Viking. There's going to be a medevac as well. So it's still going to be a push that might be powerful. That is a little bit dangerous. But with, 4 banelings already being morphed in, pre-morphed banelings ready for a Hellbat attack. This is something you don't really see that often. It's also completely possible here, that instead we're just seeing a 4 Hellion drop. And that these Hellions are just going to try and drive by. Maybe snipe a Queen here or there. I don't think they should actually morph into Hellbats here. I think it might be a mistake. Of course, Clem doesn't quite know that. It's really difficult to make the correct call right now. You don't know what your opponent is doing. Is it going to be Roaches? Is it going to be a Baneling Nest? Is it a Spine Crawler? What is it going to be? All we know right now is that Serral managed to go up to 68 workers while Clem is stuck on 50. Clem will need to deal a lot of damage. This medevac is getting unchecked into the main base with only a single Queen there. Lynx are moving forward as well. The Hellbats morph in right now. At the same time, more Hellions popping their head in towards this 4th base. Moving straight towards the 3rd right now, actually. Evo Chamber Wall is going to be there in time. Another Evo Chamber Wall, but that just kind of locks up these drones. Can they finish the prison? Can they? No. Serral? Very close, will manage to finish the prison. I think this Spore actually managed to block a Krepton as well. 10 workers have gone down. These Lynx are also taking out a decent chunk of the workers here though. So we're working with 10 drones lost against 6 SCVs lost. 12 more workers on the way immediately. Serral will go up to the desired drone count of 74, 75 perhaps. Upgrades relatively fast as well. Look at that. Faster than his opponent. That's not relatively fast. That is very quick. In absolute time, yes, it's not actually that good. Getting their 1-1 at like the 7-minute mark, that's not crazy quick. But in relative to what Clem is doing here, who... Wait. Oh yeah, he does have the E-base. I was like, does he even have the E-base? Has the E-base, but they hadn't been researching up until this point. So 1-1 will be delayed for Clem here. Early game was proper crap. Drone count is very solid. Serral should be probably looking towards establishing a 5th base already. Has a very high Queen count as well, which means that's respreading the creep that he has lost. It's going to be very doable. Pneumatized Carapace on the way here as well. 7 Overlords. Painful supply block. Well, actually, not as painful as with Zerg most of the time. As long as your drone count is already high enough, it doesn't really matter if you get supply block. Because you can just... Your larva will just save up. You can still build all your units at once. There's no real extra production time added or anything. This could still be an issue because the units now are going to be a little bit too late for this push. Which gets here on those mines, by the way. Beautiful locations. A lot of these mines are going to get taken out. Serral will clean up this this initial attack. 7 more CVs are taken out. 8 SCVs. Target fire. I mean, we saw some target fire, but there's just not enough damage output, and there's too many banelings simply. Like, no matter how good your target fire is going to be here, I don't think it actually matters. Clem sending out 2 more medevacs on the map. The one thing that Serral is lacking currently is creep spread. And maybe soon a Queen as well. No, Queen is going to get transfused in time, and it's the Queen's turn around to start fighting the medevacs again. Another big scan over here. 3 mines in this army as well. Means that Lynx need to be very, very careful here. We don't see the quickest burrows, but they will end up burrowing. Good mine shot. That was 17, 6, and 5. Add all those 3 numbers together, and you get 28, I believe. 28 Lynx going down against 3 mines. Serral will actually clean it up, so that is important. As we have all these drops. Clem is going deep here. Look at this. This game felt completely over in favor of Serral after the early game, but Clem he's playing so fast. It's insane to watch. Kind of want to first person this for a little bit. Look at that. A little bit of micro over here. We see some depots being thrown down as well. We still have the 2 dropships heading in towards that natural base right now as well, which is very, very important. And there's an army over here. So currently Clem is working with 3 different armies. He's trying to make sure that they all stay alive and forcing units in 3 different positions, making the splitting very difficult here for Serral. The location between the main and the natural makes life even harder for Serral, because it forces him to kind of patrol units in between both locations and to move them in position wherever the army goes. This is a very big push out here coming from the bottom side out of Clem. As we see a scan coming down, a couple of creep tumors will get taken out here. Oi, 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 oi. A couple extra mines are going to end up burrowing here. Maybe 1 more scan. Is that possible? It's not going to be possible. Okay, this is actually making me a little bit dizzy. Slightly too fast. So we'll just go back to the regular camp. Clem is playing a fantastic game, though. Ooh! As I say, that loses one of these medevacs. has pretty much evened up the supply, has evened up the worker count, which is probably the most important thing here. 5th base is finally setting up, but now there's not enough workers anymore to truly saturate it. A couple of the drops have now been taken out though. On the left side we only see 3 marines. There are 2 full medevacs heading over there. And on the right side we still have 2 medevacs as well. Main base, area of Serral is pretty much, yeah, it's free. It's clean. It has been cleaned up. Is there a lurker then here already? I don't think there is, right? I don't see it at least. There's a lot of mines here. Another mine shot is going down. Good pickup here coming out of Clem. 174 supply. Continues building more and more SCVs. 5th base on the way here immediately as well. Spatage and Glenn starts for Serral, who wants to start getting into infestors. And for the first time in the past, what feels like 4.5 minutes, we have a moment of, well, relative rest. Like there's only a single thing happening. Serral can perhaps consider spreading creep again if he feels like... No, actually, Clem is not going to give him the time at all. Clem once again sending more units towards that right side. Look how little there is at home though. A big run by could really deal a lot of damage, as there's really just a single tank right now staying at home. These marines are going to get pushed back. There's a couple of mines in the far back here. Good retarget out of Clem. I'm not quite sure if you guys could see that, but this mine didn't actually end up getting anything. Never mind. I guess because it shot at the same time as did Bad Boy. The retarget was good. There was potential for more there, but I guess the other mine took everything away already. Already killed everything. Nothing left to kill. Lurker Dan is on the way. Neural Parasite on the way. We have these upgrades as well right now coming out for Clem. 2 upgrades, that is. He's still down 2 upgrades currently. Like, despite his great play in the early stages of the mid-game, we are heading into a scenario in which I think Serral tends to be more comfortable, which is the late game. We have a Nidus network coming down. We have all these upgrades going into the late game. And this is usually kind of a big thing in a lot of Serral games. That was a big mine hit. 15 kills there. Is the 5th base of the Terran. And Serral seemed to be keen to deny that. But right now he's actually going to get his own 5th base denied. And that is a big deal. I think the main is probably close to mining out. It definitely is. The natural is mining out. That means we're going to see some major oversaturation right now on the 3rd and 4th base most likely. Clem once again pushing forward here. I'm not quite sure how he does it. Mine count at 9 once more. Ghosts are already in production. This 5 medevacs boost their way back home. 13 medevacs are out currently. This is just some fantastic gameplay. Honestly, this is ridiculous. It's so fast. He is really quick. I'd love to see a Viper or two though. I appreciate lurkers in this position, mainly because lurkers just completely destroy Widow Mines, right? If there's not a sufficient tank count, lurkers can just straight up win the game, but at the same time, all of these medevacs staying alive all the time, I feel like a parasitic bomb or two would have definitely helped here in the early stages of the late game, which is really what it feels like we're about to enter, with the Nidus network actually going down in the main base. Clem not paying attention, too quick on the map, but not so quick on the mini-map. And that's where it really matters right now. Lurkers are going to end up burrowing here. Mine will hit. And that is 3 lurkers that managed to finish their journey in towards the Terran main base. There's a couple of snipes available. We see mines burrowing quickly as well. Will they get a hit? Yes. One mine killing 2 lurkers. Only 2 kills on that mine, but a lurker... Well, 2 lurkers total, that's still a pretty decent do there if you're a mine. Don't think there's a lot of mines that are more cost efficient than that one. Interesting attack here coming out of Serral at the same time. Takes out one of these liberators, forces a couple of these command centers to live, but I look at this and I think to myself, oh, that was all very nice, Serral, but your eco actually isn't that great. Your bank is practically non-existent. Your 5th base got denied. Clem right now is aware of the fact that there is a base on the right side. It's just going to drop at the watchtower and is going to start bullying you there. It is so close in proximity to this planetary that it feels extremely scary right now for Serral. I really am very afraid of him. The only problem that Clem currently has is that he doesn't have 3-3. And that's actually a pretty sizable error. He has the cash for it. He definitely has the cash for it. He's just not building it. Oh no. I think he's forgetting it. eBay is not working is a huge deal over here. Not having any extra attack upgrade for the Marines, Marauders and the Ghost. But also just the armor is nice to have against Lynx, to be quite frank. Serral already has the +3 carrot base. It's right now getting the +3 ranges, so that's the +3 melee. This is a fight. This is still a fight. Clem wins the fight, or at least temporarily wins it here. Ooh, look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. What you waiting for, buddy? What's he gonna do? Fungal or neural parasite? Fungal! Ooh! Just a huge mind shot over there, though. But that fungal... Oh, that was juicy, my friend. That was a juicy fungal. Beautiful move there out of Serral, of course. Knows how to play this game. Like I said, the late game really is his forte. It is where he shines. It is where he is and used to be the king. Clem right now still in a very playable position. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a 5th base over here. We have a decent amount of orbital commands. I do believe, yeah, 7 orbital commands. 1 more being built right now. That means we have an infinite number of scans. I think there's plenty of ghosts as well at the moment. Yeah, we have 13 ghosts. Continued mine liberator production. Clem kind of found an alternate way, a way to go around having to build tanks. Because Clem is not a huge tank user. He loves Widow Mines too much. He says, hey, rather than getting tanks, I'll just play Mine Liberator and build Ghosts behind that. So a different type of composition, but a composition that is absolutely working so far. A couple of mines once again are going to end up burrowing, and well, these medevacs do need to go back home. Actually seem to be a pretty okay fight, these 2 mines, so big damage. Vipers are out now on the map. 17 workers have gone down in the past minute and a half. Nah, I guess the last 45 seconds or so. Double drop, kills all the drones and picks up immediately. There is a planetary constructing here. Serral is aware of it, probably wants to cancel that. Is going to get a cancel on that planetary. Force a lift off as well at the same time. Double parasitic bombs being thrown down. Good splits coming out of Clem. As expected, pretty much out of the French there. When it comes to micro, I'm absolutely not worried for him. He has some fantastic micro. When it comes to the decision making, also not very worried. When it comes to the absolute late game control and the unit movement there, Thor Ghost, that's where I worry a little bit. He's very good at the high multitasking micro, but when it comes to these slow compositions that require a lot of time, he is not necessarily the best. He ain't no Maru when it comes to that. He much prefers keeping the momentum very high, keeping the pace of the game very high, because he has such high speeds. We see an average of 419, Serral 478, but most Zerg players, well, we don't count their APM because of the repeat rate trick that all of them use to produce units, and thus inflating their APM by a massive amount. There's a couple of mines here kind of sprawled, well, semi-randomly across the map. So the Infestor is going to get EMP'd over here. This is a position that actually is really important right now for Serral. If he gives up this position, he says, okay, I'm never going to outmine you on this map. That's just a fact. So Serral doesn't want to make that admission right now. That is really what this is all about. This position, the moment you lose it as a Zerg, it means you're probably going to get outmined. A couple of mines here are going to, well, not connect in such a big way. These Banelings should be capable of taking out the Planetary. That is huge. Is it big enough, though? Not so sure. Nidus Network is going down here on the bottom side. There are Hydras, Banelings, and Lynx in it. At the same time, we have a bunch of Ghosts which are cloaked. And could you snipe this base? Or snipe, just right-click it. Should probably be the correct call here. Still dealing a lot of damage here. Look at the actual kill counts on these bad boys. 13, 5. I think there was one with 10 in there as well. A couple more Ghosts make their way towards the bottom side as this is going to get taken out. This is actually crazy. Clem is expanding so rapidly that even if he will lose this base, I still believe he's not going to lose this base, so it doesn't even matter what I believe. I was going to say I believe that he's still going to be in a fine spot because he's already mining from this location, but he is completely switching his attention here to this side of the map right now. Double Liberators are sieging up as well. Watchtower is going to get taken out. Top left side base in massive danger. We have an attack coming over here onto the Planetary, but there's not even enough Banes to really deal with that Planetary. 13 SCVs have gone down, and I don't actually mind that. I think right now Clem is in a position where he has so many orbital commands that he can actually go down in SCV counts, while Serral can't. Because Serral doesn't own mules. Does not have any mules whatsoever. Mine shot, not going to get retargeted. Will take out a couple of these medevacs. Infestor gets the fungal growth off. As a result, a lot of these Banelings will connect, but Serral has absolutely nothing left. No cash, no money, no units. Get out of the game. This is what Clem is probably thinking right now. Gets a scan forward. There's nothing here to defend. This is a lot of Ghosts, so even with pure Link, you're not going to be capable of really beating that. Queens are good, but against Ghosts, meh, not so much, I don't think. EMPs, GGG, says Serral as Clem wins the game very, very convincingly after, quite frankly, a horrific start for him where everything went wrong. He got scouted, his initial Hellion move out didn't quite do the damage, but then once he gets more than 4 medevacs on the map, he seems honestly on another level, even than Serral, which is kind of crazy to think about. Widow Mines dealing so much damage. I wish there was a way to see the damage that one type of unit did. So you can see like on an individual unit, okay, you got 2 kills or you got like 0 kills or I don't know, this mine got like 2 kills. But I wish we could just pick like a category of units. It'd be like Widow Mines. How many kills did Widow Mines get? I bet over 450 of the links have been taken out by Widow Mines. It wouldn't surprise me. There's so many big shots in this game. It's actually crazy. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy this. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.